here in Korea because due to limited capabilities of bringing medications into this country, she's not in full, let's say, capability of taking the usual medicine that she's used to take. She's not the only athlete suffering from these conditions here, sadly. So that might have an effect.
Yeah, there are strict rules on what kind of medications you can bring into the country. Right, Nobuhiro is introduced, and we look at the athletes who will be competing in a couple of minutes in men's AU3.
So athletes are now being presented towards the crowd. We have now our men's AU3, the women's AU3 sport class, climbing up in a few minutes.
I like the new banging things the audience have been given to make a little bit more noise out there.
Yes, and there is some noise here in the stadium. I'm just sitting close to you and your co-commentator when I'm not commentating, and to be honest, I don't hear anything of what you said. So because it's so loud here in the stadium. We're not sitting in a protected cabin, we're just sitting behind the audience, within the field where all the spectators sit here in the stadium.
Yeah, we're in the middle of all the action.
That means it's loud, but this is the action, and it's super cool to feel it live and not being away from the action, maybe behind the wall and not even seeing it with your own eyes. So we're here in a premium seat position and being able to comment for you all the action here on stage.
Exactly that. Well, the athlete, but obviously coming like, you know, straight into the commentary box, you're still processing all those emotions. Are you still sort of proud of your performance here today?
Yeah, I mean, this is my first year competing, so my goal was to make finals and goal accomplished. So I'm very proud. I was surprised when I fell, so that's always a good sign. So.
Absolutely. Well, look, and in terms of looking ahead to the future, first season this year, you're going to be back next year. We haven't put you off.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to come back next year.
Fantastic. All right, well, look, thank you so much for joining me. A bit of an impromptu interview. We grabbed you as you walked past.
And you never know what could happen out here.
Exactly that. Well, thank you so much. And,
thank you.
Yeah, have a lovely rest of your day and enjoy the rest of the finals.
Thank you.
Thanks. Right, we're looking at the women's AU2 starting list here. Selene Piquet, the obvious favourite, Lucia Capovera, down in second. And then Lucy Jarige in fourth place. Sarah Larkin, by the way, we have a nice piece on the world climbing. The setters, obviously their job is to not set impossible routes for our athletes, or try to anyway, which can be challenging with multiple classifications.
Yes, but there are scientific studies about the relation of finger strength and the difficulty that you're able to climb, and so it's even more impressive that with mythic fingers you still have the option to climb very, very hard, because on the left we have here a 7C plus route, and on the right it's a route at about 7A plus to 7B, which is still possible even with impaired fingers, which is super impressive. So if you want to try this at home, for example, just tape the fingers on one hand together so that you cannot make use of them, so that you have a fist, so regular 7C plus on your gym, and try to climb it like that, because 7B route, and try how that is possible.
Well, both our athletes are underway.
So, Nobuhiro Yasuwa and Oriane Lipite, both now on the wall of the AU3 sport class.
And the routes completely change with this new. You see these differences that we're talking about. A stump now trying to wrap around these fairly juggy holds, and careful of the feet here.
So the routes make sure exactly the way I described before, by just limited use of one hand. If the route is possible for them, it must be equalized in a way that the right or the left hand is affected for sport class, and will be climbable or is climbable for both kinds of impairments.
Yeah, Oriane does this big stretch right. She's trying to find that the through on the volume. She was a bit left of it. That's better.
And we see already for this sport class, this route in this specific position, which was quite sport classes that we saw before, is a different story here. It's really challenging for her here to find a good. It's really overhanging, more than 30 degrees, 35 degrees, I think. And big volumes, it's even more. So depending on your position, you always. horizontally in the wall here.
Yeah, she wraps that left forearm around, passes through with the left, and a nice heel hook to get herself established here. This is good work from Oriane. Nobuhiro about halfway through this wall. It's almost as far right as it, and then you drift back left and up from here.
Both climbers now almost at the same time. Nobuhiro now in his horizontal position, crossing over. Still confident.
Oh, Oriane falls. Quickly, we'll see a replay later on. She's disappointed by it, but that will be the... There's only 3 athletes in that category. She'll be guaranteed a medal from that.
Yes. So for Oriane, her impairment is congenital, that already born like this, and this is the case for many others of this sport class as well.
And Nobuhiro is Sebastian. He went out with the right hand, now crosses over with the left.
Especially where you really have to pinch on the corner to get the best spot to hold on is really special if you just have limited capabilities on one side. And we even have athletes who are affected on both sides. Climbing. Wait for later.
Alright. Well, he is finished with that run. Started to struggle a bit with some of the cross-through moves.
The hook there, releasing the hand, moving over there. We see his final moves, where he got out of the steep part of the wall into the head wall, and there we lose him.
All right, Manka is underway on the right. Manka is underway on the right from Slovenia. Of course, we know the rich heritage of Slovenia.
And next, we present the award ceremony for the men's AU3 category here at the IFSC Paraclimbing World Championships Seoul 2025.
네, 계속해서 남자 AU3 종목 시상식 진행합니다.
Bronze medalist, representing Israel, Mor Michael Sapir.
동메달 이스라엘의 모로 미카엘 사피르.
And silver medalist, representing Hungary, Bence Kerekes.
은메달 헝가리의 벤 케르케스.
And finally, your gold medalist and winner of the IFSC Paraclimbing World Championships, representing Japan, Nobuhiro Yasuoka.
금메달 일본의 야스라오카 노부히로 선수에게 돌아갑니다.
These are your medalists for the men's AU3 category. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise if you are able to and turn your attention to the center of the stage for the national anthem of Japan.
네, 이어서 일본의 국가 연주가 있겠습니다.
Congratulations once again to all of our medalists here at the IFSC Paraclimbing World Championships.
네, 2025 파라클라이밍 세계 선수권대회 남자 AU3 종목 수상을 축하드립니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, please send another big round of applause for all of our medalists.